Good evening. Let's get this going. 7:04. Call to order the September 14th meeting of the Weare Conservation Commission. To my left is Steve Nager. To my right, got Jeff and Bill. That gives us a quorum, so we'll get rolling. I made an agenda, didn't send it or bring it, so here we go. Going from a couple things, we'll start right off. We had no one in the audience. Ooh, pretty bad picture quality too. Why don't we start right off with the gate at the Wood Family Forest. Bill, I know, or did you go down and see that?
I apologize, I intended to and I didn't. A friend of mine, or one of the Weare Wanderers, was walking his dog and saw it and sent me a picture.
Yeah. So everybody had a chance to see that. I dropped by and it's pretty well bent. But tell you, those posts looked like they weren't budged at all, so that was kind of nice.
I think if you guys would like, I think that I could convince the Weare Wanderers to repair that. Kind of a joint.
Yeah.
And, I haven't even gone down and looked at it. I wanted to before the meeting, but we built enough room and I got the equipment enough to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, metal or steel if you don't bend it too many times, it's pretty resilient. The other thought I had is it could be, that could be cut and re-welded. There's plenty of material there with the plate,
over it or something.
Yeah.
Bring it back straight and maybe put something over what's there.
A plate across the top would give some pretty substantial
So do you want to
reinforcement to that.
wave Jeremy off on that then? I had emailed him asking to go look at it and give us a quote.
If you want, I'm sure that I can get the club to donate to it.
It's up to you guys. I'm just shoot him an email and I'll send him about the gate.
It does us, good as well.
I'm perfectly fine with Winter Wanderers taking a look at that and addressing it.
And I'll get down there this weekend at least, figure out what it needs.
So it's still functioning as a gate.
As far as I know, it's still in place.
Yeah, I took a look at it. Obviously, someone had tugged on it pretty good.
Yep.
Certainly didn't leave any huge ruts in trying to do that. So
it's dry out here right now. You don't.
Yeah. and that's a pretty hard road right there. So nor did I see damage from someone trying to go around it. But it clearly had been abused. We also need to get down there sometime with the chainsaw to cut a tree that's leaning on the kiosk. Clean that up just a little bit.
We'll take care of that.
Excellent. Another item that came in over the last couple of months is we had that report from a hiker around Farron Pond, and it was good to see folks are using it. It didn't actually sound as though there was any huge issues. Camp area where folks had camped have been found again, and some trash picked up. I think mostly on the PLC side of the pond.
Beach side and around to the east.
Is it on the east side?
Yeah, mostly.
And I didn't see much when I was up there about 3 weeks before then or so.
It's pretty clean. I get up there once a week or so. Yeah,
And
it's pretty
Steve,
good.
you said that mattress over in the ditch didn't make itself apparent, or?
I drove right down where I usually park by the rocks where the gate formerly was and walked up. I didn't see anything at all.
So I think it's nice to have folks tell us that they're using and enjoying the place, and it's always needs some maintenance. The signs don't last forever, so we can,
Who, put the bridge sign in? That's gone. That's been gone for a while though.
Wendy. You mean the,
as far as, don't ride through
Yeah,
waters?
yeah.
I don't remember
The
where
post
that,
is there, but the sign's gone.
I don't know, maybe Beaver took off with it.
That's been gone, it's been gone for a while though.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I found it a good report, and based on what Steve said, and what my experience was, I think we're in really decent shape down there. Few
Yep.
cans in the parking area and that sort of junk to pick up.
you know, like we don't manage the class 6 road, but you know, while I was out there, there were between, well, up by the power lines was a kid with an unregistered 4-wheeler. There was a dirt bike. Further down the class 6 across, was that Even Page Road? There was another guy on a 4-wheeler. There was an unregistered Subaru blasting around there that was bashed to heck. You know, I don't know if that was stolen or who knows what the deal was with that. There's a lot going on there. Most of it's not our problem.
There's a lot of traffic down Mountain Road by the pond. Deep Page.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, it's pretty noisy.
Yeah, I mean, anybody with a registered over-the-road vehicle is fine because it's a class 6, but
I'd say they're mostly unregistered.
yeah, a lot. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. So I think I mean, that guy just kind of shot us an email, and that's really cool. I mean, if someone has a problem, I don't know how to mess with our website, but it should almost say like, give us a lat launch. We're not chasing our tail
Right.
to make sure it even lands on our property. And,
Picture with a good, picture along latitude, longitude, and, reference points. I think he said something like third pole, but it's always a good place to visit, and,
yeah.
we do keep our eyes on things. There had been I think a sunfish carcass, sailboat carcass up by the pond, and I don't know if somebody pulled that out or whether it's just eased itself into the
I think it's
the
eased
mud
itself
so
into
that
the
you don't
brush.
notice it anymore in the brush.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. There was a canoe up there that's all patched up,
Yeah,
like an old
fiberglass
not,
sailboat somebody dragged up there.
yeah, that was a while ago though, isn't that?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Last I saw it was in the brush, and I really haven't gone looking for it.
Yeah, so either it's been consumed and started its degradation path, or somebody pulled it out.
Dave,
Pardon?
we haven't got anything from Dave Warren,
No.
with his group. Anything up there? No, I don't.
Did he respond that they did some light work, or I don't even know whether he got that.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. I don't think, because remember we had approved, I think, getting some paint or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got here.
So I think we're overall we're in pretty decent shape, but for the next time a scout volunteer or somebody comes through and wants to refresh things, what was done before was great. The mailbox is back up, but you hang things in the woods short of the National Park Service or state parks even. It's just hard to keep things in great shape without investing some serious resources into materials, and then you have things disappearing too.
I think what we need to do is get away from signage for the most part. If you can use those QR things, if people have if assuming you have web access from where you put the QR thing, you can, then people can just look at it on their phone or iPad or whatever.
And then another item we need to discuss, kind of segueing into that, is just the general trail plan concept, RFP status, feedback from administration.
None. I've emailed twice. I should have thought to just ask her now. I don't know if she got probably been pretty busy, but
What's it?
we're just trying to get guidance on that. Typically, we haven't really, like in the distant past, what was that guy's name? Fred? They were kind of like, just do whatever you want, but it wasn't really like, our process is not a sealed bid. It's kind of like a best value sort of interview. you know, I don't know how else you choose like a contractor like that, honestly, and just looking for concurrence on that same approach, because it's been so long since we did it. I think they have updated like the purchasing policies and stuff, but in the past they were kind of hands off with the conservation fund.
You talking about for trail maintenance or trail building?
For the master plan.
Yeah, I mean, to get someone on board for planning and consulting, because I mean, basically, like, once we did this, we kind of been married to Jeremy, you know, I mean, as far as town forestry, we don't revisit that. Essentially what happened last time is, you know, I think Bob Todd finally just kind of wound down doing forestry, and Bobby Reeve left, and so it was disconnected for a few years, and then we ramped back up and did this announcement. I don't even know how we advertised it. We advertised it somehow, and essentially we had a whole list of stuff, prospective contractors,
Yep.
sending their proposals, and then in the end it boiled down to like who Jeremy was one who perfectly matched what we had asked. That's kind of how we weeded that out. And
Oh, come up with a master plan is where we left it, right? Somebody had to come up with where's the best place to map the area and look,
Yeah.
who's seem to be the best position to do that.
well, I think
Knows the land.
right. So like, no, but I mean, in this case, so Jeremy doesn't want to do it, but so if we advertise this, you know, I know of at least one firm that's interested. So what we're saying is kind of give us your initial price, but also give us, you know, your probably hourly rate for continuing work.
Right.
So if we're happy with their product and we keep going with them, you know, or if it isn't that
I see
great,
what you're saying, right?
yeah.
And we did a similar thing with the natural resource inventory,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
except there was less, I mean, that's a more defined front-to-back project and doesn't have the ongoing management issues with it that we do with forestry, and we anticipate, you know, for a fair bit with trail planning.
Oddly enough, that was a struggle. Remember how long that took to finalize?
The NRI, yeah. So,
Would you like me to ask to get a hold of?
or to tell us we have to take it to the Board of Selectmen, or?
I CC'd you, right? I mean, you got the
Yeah.
email. You got the emails, right?
I think I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's an awkward position to ask a family member to nail down.
It's okay. I'll ask myself.
We need to move. I mean, it's a high interest item. Like
Yeah.
every time, and there's multiple people who repeatedly ask me about this. One of the, select board the other day, and
Are we doing on the trail plan? Master plan?
well, they want trails. I mean, and this, helps us get to that point. Which is great. Just want to do it right, not.
Yeah, not be 6 months down the road and say, well, what you should have done is this. And maybe that's the answer. There's, no firm guidance to be offered. Do it the way you did forestry and NRI, and everything's fine.
Yeah, because
You hate to do it and then be told that you
Right.
shouldn't have done it.
Get guidance.
Yeah, it would be embarrassing if we threw it out there and made people waste their time. And, I don't know how, like, the town works as far as, you just can't commit the town to something that you're not supposed to. So just to make sure we're all good to go.
Your dollar value, you have to get a bid at.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No, they
there had been a statement to that effect at one point, but
So that's
Whether that was
what we need guidance on.
Yeah, I mean, Fred years ago was it Ventresco or something.
Yeah.
It's basically they're kind of like hands off with us. But, it's still all townspeople's money, so.
Get
Just,
guidance.
yeah, exactly.
Be a record we asked, if there isn't any.
Did anybody respond to this ADENA, I don't know how you say that, Risman, that survey on conservation easements?
that was University of Wisconsin or something.
Yeah.
Who's not to engage with that?
What else we got on the agenda tonight?
Mowing, Eastman mowing. You're talking about the field on 77, that little piece next to the cemetery?
Yeah, it's usually only a couple hundred, if that, but just make a motion, what's the guy's name?
Gary?
Yeah, Gary, Wilson. So for Gary Wilson to mow Eastman Field, I don't know, up to $300, knowing that it's not even that amount, but I just don't know what the amount is.
Second.
Funding source?
Conservation.
Yeah, was it Rod? Who was it? Somebody normally.
Stephen Flanders.
Steve, yes. Stephen normally
We haven't got the.
asks, or
An email.
prompts us about that, and this is the time of year we like doing it. So, any further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All in favor. So jump back to the trailers. Bill, you're gonna talk to Naomi.
Yep.
You think there's any benefit? And basically, I don't see an email from me being any different than an email from you, Steve. But I could pick that up and say, hey, anything we need to know about on this? Or just,
I think if it was sent to all of us, she only has it back to all of us.
okay. Was there anything else? I think that you had 3 items that you had suggested, Steve. And,
You think so? The gate, maybe, or no?
You got that?
Let's see.
Alright. We do have one site plan review from Jeff dated
Yeah, the gate hiking Eastman.
September 6th. This is map 412 lot 202, 8 North Riverdale. That's where, just off of River Road. I think we've seen something down there before.
Let's see, this looks familiar for some reason.
Purpose is to show existing conditions. No other purpose. A&A out of Bedford. With, Stanton, my friend Mike Delbert. But Piscataquag. I don't know what the dash lines up there mean.
So what's the point of this?
Existing conditions.
Purpose of this plan is to show information for a non-residential site plan for proposed multi-tenant building for no other purpose. This plan is a result of an actual field survey made on the grounds of cover 2001, November 2009 with Dahlberg.
Existing buildings, proposed 100 by 50 building. Proposed dumpster.
Where does that proposed catch basin drain to?
Sheet 3 on that. Which catch basin you talking about? leaching catch basin, subsurface.
Ground perforated tank.
Interesting. It's not going anywhere?
Right, so that's just getting it to the subsurface beneath the pavement.
Replacing. So it's not draining into the swamp. Idea.
From this one.
To it. It looks like.
So there's no wetland stamp, the setback's not, I mean, the buffer's not shown. The delineation would all be pretty old at this point. If any of that's really close enough to worry about it.
Interesting to see a septic note saying system is not designed for use with a garbage disposal or a water purification system. No road back flushing. So we do have a edge of wetlands shown on the plan, but no wetlands.
Yeah, it's on two plans there. That's, how's that third plan relate to this plan, like that wood line they're showing? Where is that? Is it near the wetland or it's right there? Okay.
What is a wetland stamp?
You have to have a license in New Hampshire. So it has your wetland scientist number on there?
So if anything's in the wetland setback, it's got
They just have to be qualified to do it.
Yeah.
Or the subsurface disposal designer can do it.
Yeah, it's like
Usually there's a call out statement though.
yeah, there's a note on there, right? Some kind of exemption for them.
Or someone who's using that all the time.
How long ago did Mike sign that? Just recently, or?
update. Oh, it's what it is. August 22nd.
So we should probably show the setback on there, although, you know, it seems like it's kind of developed right up to the edge of wetland there. You know, on the septic part, is there, are they showing setbacks from the, is that a new septic?
Yes.
So they're showing all the setbacks from the river?
I don't.
Probably show all that, right? So you have your effluent disposal there is gonna have setbacks from both the river and from hydric soils or from wetlands, I forget which one.
Building setback shown.
Yeah.
Where do you see septic? Oh, over there. Okay.
I thought this, isn't there a protective, oh, he's got the protective radius on there for the, well, yeah. What's that, 75 feet in this case?
That's what's typical. This. whereabouts is shown.
When does it become a community water system? Certain number of people services.
Yeah. Or it could be a public, non-community. I remember different designations.
Do you know off the top of your head what the Weare setback is from wetlands for septic field, and then also what the state ones are?
No, I don't.
What do you do to review something like this? What do you do? Just send notes?
The notes are planning board.
Concerns?
Yeah, concerns?
Mostly wetland stuff, right?
Yeah. Can be,
Drainage.
can be aquifer concerns. We do have some aquifer zones in the south end of town. So if somebody was proposing, for instance, salt storage, and nobody had flagged it to this point, we'd say, no, we don't want,
We don't want it over the
you
aquifer.
know, salt storage over here.
Yeah, maybe there was something going on down on, was it Gould that there was some concern over the aquifer? I don't know if it was a big fuel tank or something there.
Yeah. So I'll have some comments to Craig on it, about wetlands and setbacks on the septic, proposed septic. Two construction projects going on in town that are very visible, involving natural resources. The rebuilding of 77 North Weare along the Scataquag has been, permits were applied for, comments were requested, comments were offered, and permits approved. So DOT got their ducks in order for that. So if anybody wants to look at that correspondence, it's available. And everything, from what I could tell, was in order. And the other one is the pole work by Eversource down on Duster Meadow, down South Weare. The permit was submitted, or permit application was submitted. We saw that earlier. DES asked for more information. Titan Bonds applied that for for the Wetlands Bureau, and then issued the Wetlands Bureau issued the permit on that. So both of those have been
Putting in
fairly high visibility and permitted.
poles.
Yeah, it's replacing 4 or 5 poles. They got the mats running out in the wetlands and working off those, and some removals that were permitted, and a little bit of building for the new stuff that's permitted. The other continuation of a summer project is the we looked at this a couple months ago, the Collins Landing beach on Lake Horace, and TES Environmental out of Bow has submitted a standard after the fact wetland application, impact application for the beach work that they did there. And a couple pictures of some of the things that were done there. Basically, TES says, well, they may or may not have expanded it, and this is current conditions. Here's an application that they should have submitted anyways, even if they didn't expand things. There was work in the jurisdictional areas. So that's another continuation, and I would suspect within a couple months, the Land Resources Bureau will respond to that information. These are, any one of those, just by way of information, those are things we can weigh in on, but we don't.
What is that, a beg for forgiveness?
Yeah, it's oops, you caught us, we didn't know, this is, yeah, now that you caught us, we'll hire someone to answer your questions.
Who were the parties that caught them?
I do not know whether it was somebody, I don't know, essentially I don't know who did, it wasn't us. Essentially, the case is we're a condo association with lake rights, and we want our folks to be able to dip their toes in the water and feel good about where they're doing it, so. Yeah. And I don't know whether there's essentially a penalty phase or anything associated with that. One interesting thing, even with the DOT work for 77, they are environmental services requires, in that case, DOT to put something like 15 grand to the wetland mitigation fund for what they're doing. So their dollars do go back and forth on these things between state agencies, and there wouldn't be, any wetland permit, I think there is an application fee, so they'll collect a fee. Whether there's anything more than that, I don't really know.
Tracking permit,
Yes, indeed.
same guy?
Alright, so that was Route 77. Dustin Meadow. And that is Eversource. And Collins. We have the annual permit to trap request from Glenn Dubois for the trapping on the Wood Family Forest. I know he sent us a a letter earlier in the year essentially saying last year, for a variety of reasons, wasn't a good trapping season, and didn't take anything from the property. I think you maybe got one beaver from the private property next door. But hobby continues, and he has a permit to trap that need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve it.
Signature.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All in favor. And then
See, the same guy that asked for access to,
yeah, permission to
ATV.
drive a vehicle on the town land to the gated access we're talking about for the purpose of tending his trap line. And I think
Didn't we say no last year?
previously he said and to remove a deer if he was so lucky to take one there. I believe, it looks to me like he's taken that bit out. And so there's a and actually on the vehicle deal, he's asking the selectmen, so it'd be
That's on our property though,
yeah.
not on the selectmen. No, it's not a class 6 anymore. Didn't we discontinue that a couple of years ago?
Yeah, what was the class?
Oh, that one wasn't? Which one got discontinued? The other one further in there? Wasn't there something? I thought there was something in Melvin Valley that got discontinued.
Is still class.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Doesn't that come into that road though, at some point?
Which road is he taking? Through the,
Bolton
Coming
Field.
up from the field.
Yeah.
That one never was, huh?
There's trails back and forth, but there's no.
So there's trail across it.
No decent road.
Yeah.
Melvin Valley goes up and then off Mary Hadley, back to the valley.
I'd like to see us email the Board of Selectmen with that request and essentially say we don't feel it's appropriate that they approve anything on conservation land without going through us, at least getting our opinion. Because, you know, the same problem's going on we need to tackle with that guy paying whatever the name of that new conservation area is. And we need to kind of nip that in the bud because it's going to interfere with, you know, management. That would be like someone walking up to the, you know, selectmen, can I go tap maples on the town forest, or can I go clear cut this because I feel like it? Yeah, I'd just like to write an email concern on both subjects that, you know, any future.
This was added a couple years ago. Would we recommend that be added? Permission to be rescinded. Conservation Committee.
Is it on there?
Yeah, I think that's something that was added a few years ago. We just got to do the same thing for.
I think on that other issue, we need to get them a note too and just talk to them about it.
Who seconded the approval on the?
I did. Combination lock on all the gates? Or are they actually keys?
That's common.
Yeah, she's got a key.
You know, for like, I mean, in this case, because remember the Woods came in?
Yep.
And I think we kind of told them no. I'm just wondering, I mean, I know this guy's been doing it since before we owned it, right?
Wasn't that? They felt like they didn't need to have permission to ride their ATVs on the property.
Right, but I'm just saying motorized vehicles in general. I mean, we don't really have I guess it's kind of case by case, but what is the difference between him asking to do that and someone coming in and asking to park their pickup truck in there so they can get their tree stand faster?
I'm sure that the snowmobile club will probably make a request to travel through there.
You don't need to.
sometime in the fall.
You have an easement.
That's right.
Yep. No reason to ask. They did it right. I mean, they got to it before it got transferred. You know, yeah, that's what, you own that.
Yep, that's right.
Well, that's what you should do with any landowner, conservation land or private. If you have an interest in doing something, you should make the request.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
I
in
mean,
general.
if there's an easement on it, it's a different situation.
Right, we don't really, I'm just saying we don't have like a set policy on, so there's a gate now. So someone comes up to us about Felt Farm and wants, it's huge, right? That road goes right through. I wanna go deer hunting halfway down in there. Do you mind giving me the combination for the gate? What are we gonna say?
I can only evaluate each one on its own merits. I don't
Yeah,
think it's a
We've
time for
been
blanket
asked
statements.
repeatedly by people, if they get a moose, could they get permission to go in with something mechanized and get it out?
yeah,
They don't ask for permission up front, but if they're lucky enough to get something.
yeah.
We generally, they're not such a good friend,
Yeah,
doing it there.
but a moose, they should plan ahead.
A moose, you know, kind of-
So I mean, why are we doing this for trapping, I guess would be the thought. Conibears aren't all that big and a beaver's not that big to carry.
plastic post like, won't bring it.
Yeah.
This was, I think the answer is because that's the way he's been doing it,
Yeah.
in agreement with the
Well,
woods when it was their land, so we're like,
Yeah, I know,
that's essentially a,
yeah.
Case by case basis. Good
I
point.
believe he asked for permit on no land, and no one took the permit.
yeah.
He gets an 800-pound beaver.
Come talk to us, yeah.
I wanna see it.
Yeah. Not to, we can come back to that one, but the last page we have here on the request is the conditions, terms for trapping at this location. Approval, our approval, report on the take, both on conservation land and any abutting land on the trap line. Truck use limited to trapping only. Not to interfere with snowmobiles. Only if the road supports it. And for the judicious use of the key or combination. Anyone on the CC could look to join them on the check of the trap line. Fish and game rules to be followed. Permission rescinded at any time for any reason with our vote. 32 Everett Dam Road, Dunbarton. From November 1st, 2016 to April 10th, 2017.
It's a tough one.
When is it?
November to April.
Yeah, it's the whole trapping season, you just throw in there.
November 1 to April 10th.
You just got a regular pickup, I mean, you can't drive up there in much snow, as far as I know.
Personally, I don't have a problem with it.
Thoughts?
And it is a pullback from the, you know, and if I'm fortunate enough to get a deer up in the area, I could use a truck up there too. Like, So I think Glenn's responsive to whatever we let him know and our concerns.
Not to do with conservation, but my only concern would be, if you do get any snow, a truck can easily drive along the road trail, and it's not a good thing.
Is that a grove trail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard enough to drive your car on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we don't want to
it just,
Yeah. The statement here, 3A, is vehicle access is not to interfere with snowmobiles.
I've never seen
Yeah.
So the gates stay up, snowmobile trail goes around the gates? The gates go down.
Open.
it's not open.
Open in the winter.
There's kind of a big trail through there, isn't it? Just think if we ever do a logging job, that'd be like where you would skid the wood is down the bottom of that hill and down that thing.
Um,
Summer job, maybe.
that was my only
Mm-hmm.
How'd they log that in the past, Bill? Can you
There's a
recall?
landing, right, must be just about at the end of Wood's property.
Yeah, but I mean, do you remember if that was a summer job or a winter job, or what did they do?
So,
Do they
it's never interfered with snowmobile.
Yeah.
We have a motion on the terms.
I'll make a motion to accept the terms.
Yeah, second.
It's more like concerns, are we setting a precedence, but since there's been no problem yet, and he's the only person that's asked, and asking is the right thing to do, I'll second it.
Any further discussion? In the past, Glenn's looked for everyone's signature on that. And last year, the commissioner, the chair's signature is sufficient.
So why are the selectmen on there?
I think by way of notification about accessing through the driveway for Bolton Field. The way it's written here, to whom may concern, Glenn Dubois, 32 Everett Dam Road, Dunbarton, has permission to drive a vehicle in the town of Weare land located on Route 114 and access through the Francis Bolton Memorial Field for the purpose of tending his traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's barricaded with snow.
With snow.
So you won't be driving up there.
Right.
It's almost snow.
Any further comments? There being none, all in favor of the motion to approve the terms, indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All in favor. Dated 14/16. Now return that through Mary. Still have $650 in the Champion Fund. I have an invoice to pay MTL. 3 hours work on the pollinator project. You know whether that treatment has been done or will be done, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure, yeah.
I think I talked to Jeremy. It seemed like they're pressing ahead with this. I'm not sure if it's done yet, but
So, get that approved. New Hampshire Association of Conservation Commission wants their dues. I'll get that approved. New Hampshire Timberland Owners Association would like us to re-up for,
60 bucks.
depends on who you ask.
Andy or
I've
Andy?
got two,
30 and 60.
one's suggesting membership dues of 30 and the other of 60. This got screwed up last year because Jeremy paid for us and I did it at the same time, so we did a double payment for last year's dues.
so should we just remind them of that? And
And that's why I got 2 letters, because we had paid twice. Same information, same membership number.
Same everything. Good for work. Oh, the font's a little small on this one.
How about Jeremy sorts that out for us, just what's what with that. I think it's valuable, but,
yeah, it'll be here next month. We're just talking about it.
okay. And speaking of Jeremy, we did get our complete forestry notification in July for, I think this is Cherry Hill work. Map 404, lots 127 and 130.1. Is that that's the only summer harvest that we had going on?
I think so.
And that's all I got. That last one was DOT getting their permit for their work on 77. Do you know Blackbeard was open the whole time?
I actually missed that.
Anything else here at 7:58?
We're good.
All right, let's have that final motion.
Do we have to do a motion on the invoices, or is that just?
Invoices out of our budget for
Anything that's already
invoices previously
budgeted.
approved.
Yeah, it's in the
I
minutes.
need to reference the
Yep.
minutes and the
Yep.
approvals.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Adjourn at 7:59.